public procurement, driving government service delivery, and local content. Now that is public procurement, driving government service delivery, and local content growth. Now that means anything to do with procurement, you have, that is the Public Procurement and Disposal of Public Assets Authority, PPDA, to discuss that because they have the authority on behalf of government. Now they regulate that. But with me, I'm humbled this morning to have the Executive Director of PPDA, Benson Turyamye, with me, Benson Turame, with me in studios, with whom we are going to be discussing this and more. And of course you, who is watching. He's also not only in this, but he's a lay canon. Now, so I know that blessings have come along. When you host a lay canon, that's not something easy to come by in church. But good morning and most welcome.
Good morning, Robert. Good morning, viewers. Thank you for welcoming me to this show.
Now, to start with, for a person who is hearing of PPDA for the very first time, what is this authority? What is your mandate? How did you come into existence?
Thank you very much, Robert. Maybe before I go to PPDA, the viewers may want to understand what is procurement. Procurement is essentially acquisition of works, goods, and services. Could be through purchase, hire, or lease, but using public funds. So if you are using public funds to get those three types of products, works, whether they are roads, bridges, or buildings, or services, whether they are security services, catering services, cleaning services, or consultant services for that matter, or goods like vehicles, aircrafts, medicine, food, agricultural inputs, tractors, vehicles for government computers, even this equipment for UBC. And you are using public funds. That is public procurement. And using public funds is an interest for every citizen because in one way or other, every citizen contributes to public funds, either through direct taxes or indirect taxes. Even if you are getting donor funding, development partners, funding, grants, and loans, those are public funds because eventually you have a stake. You are going to pay. Your children may pay. Your grandson may pay. So it becomes public funds. So whatever government buys or gets is public procurement. So in 2003, before 2003, procurement was handled through a centralized system, meaning that we had a central tender board located here in Kampala on Kuruma, on Nasa Road, and every purchase, if a rural Faro hospital wants to construct their hospital or buy an X-ray machine, then they must come to Kampala, put in a requisition, and then Kampala will buy for them, or Central Tender Board and the Ministry of Finance. But in 2003, procurement was decentralized, meaning that every government entity, whether it is a central government entity, a ministry, a parastatal, a commission, a university, a referral hospital, and local governments, higher local government entities like districts and cities and municipalities, they purchase or they buy those items, they procure themselves. And even the planning, right from having the procurement plan and the budget for items you want to buy, you allocated funds from Ministry of Finance, and then you advertise, issue bidding document, receive bidding documents, evaluate them, contract out, and then implement the contracts, pay for them, close them. Then that is decentralization I'm talking about within the procuring and disposing entities. But then having put that function under that decentralized structure, PPDA, Public Procurement and Disposal of Public Assets Authority, was established by the same Act of Parliament in 2003. Then to oversee, to provide oversight, that these processes that the government agencies go through are done in an efficient, fair, transparent, non-discriminatory, and deliver value for money to the citizens of this country. So PPDA as an authority now was put in place to ensure, to oversee, provide oversight. So essentially our mandate, one is to make sure that we build capacity to these government agencies in terms of the procurement and disposal function. We monitor compliance. The law put like compliance parameters. For example, they have to submit a procurement plans to PPDA. They have to submit monthly reports to PPDA on the procurements that have been handled. So we monitor compliance, but also ensure that the contracts that have been signed are executed efficiently and effectively to deliver to the citizens of this country. And to the value for money element is really to confirm that the intended objective of this contract, of this project, have been achieved. For example, if you put a school, you can go through all the processes. You put a school, or a center for that matter. And this school is well structured, the structures are there, but they are not teachers. Is that a school? The intended objective was to maybe improve the performance or the enrollment, the students' performance, or uplift education in that area. But if the school is just, they are just buildings, then you have not achieved the objective. And our role now is to ensure that you, the implementing agency, if it is Ministry of Education or Masindi District or local government, and this school is existing in your area, are they students? Are they teachers? Are the teachers teaching? Then that is when you can confirm that actually this school has delivered effectively to the citizens of this country.
Now, that said elaborately, having given us your mandate, ED, there is so much that happens, like value for money. Sometimes we've had government projects where it was public procurement. We have sometimes delays in these works, yet you have the supervisionary work as much as that is. Then sometimes you have challenges in the procurement. Who should we blame? Is it you, the authority that is not doing much? Where does the problem happen? When you look at the Auditor General's report sometimes, you know, it points gaps, loopholes in procurement. It points gaps in implementation of these programs. Why yet we have PPDA?
Robert, as I said earlier, procurement, first of all, was decentralized. Decentralized in a manner that every stage of the procurement cycle is handled at that implementing agency, at a ministry or at a district or at a municipality. Even the city, those different government agencies. Now, the legal framework that was put by Parliament in terms of the players is one of the issues we are looking at. And yes, the PPD Act has been revised, but actually twice. in 2011 and 2021. However, when you again see the structure, we have actually looked at the areas of inefficiencies, the delays, for example. How can we make, for example, a procurement process lean? My observation and my findings as now a regulator is that the process is wrong. That is one thing. And the players are too many. If we are going to recruit an MD here at UBC, you are not going to get the user department in procurement. There is a user department. There is an evaluation team. There is a procurement unit. There is a contracts committee. There is an accounting officer. These players are too many for a single thing. Every procurement has to get approval of that sort of structure that was established by Parliament. But you look at the recruitment process. If it is board, the board sits and recruit. If it is the management, they sit, the human resource will submit that this position is vacant, and they handle and appoint. But the procurement process, there is that vigorous and tedious stages, which we have seen now, and that requires amendment of the Act. But also, the other challenge has been the manual handling of the procurement process.
Yes, I see people move with the files.
Yes, files. And one time we were investigating a matter under Minister of Water and Environment. And the investigator called me because I was really saying you have delayed with this matter. Said, you come. They are bringing documents. And I moved from my 5th floor to ground floor. It was a truck of documents. And I expected this person to review, because in some procurements you are getting like 100 bids.
Yes, I see it at UBC here. Yes. When there is something, when they come in like 108 of them, but each comes with files and files.
And the system is saying submit 3 copies, original and 3 copies. It's a bit, so we are undergoing an automation, digitalization of this procurement process, so that life is easier, even for those who are participating. And that also will improve transparency and competition. Because some people really, especially where globally contractors have moved on, digital. So if the moment we continue keeping under a manual system, then those problems are going. The manipulation of removing papers, pulling out those papers also. But when it is digital, you can't tamper. There are safeguards that even one who wants to play with the process in terms of favoring some contractors, you can't tamper with. Or if you try to tamper, the system will notify the regulator like PPDA. Yes. And when it comes to contract implementation, it's another area. I wouldn't, we do contract monitoring. And the live cases, you can talk about, for example, Kampala and PG Expressway, and you can ask, it has taken forever.
Yes.
Indeed, it has taken forever. And the affected person is you, the user, the citizens of this country, who has failed to get timely service. But at times problems are they rotate there, because one, the contractor will tell you that I submitted my interim payment certificate to the implementing agencies. That time was UNRWA, for example. And UNRWA has taken 6 months without paying me. And they have complained, many contractors have complained to us. And I go to UNRWA and say, what are you doing about this payment? say, this is the money that I received. The money I received couldn't allow me pay all the outstanding claims or invoices. You say, why? You had the budget, it was approved, money was not released. You go to Minister of Finance, my boss, Gobi, Ramadan. He say, I pay, I operate a cash budget. I operate a cash budget. And this, the corrections were low. You could go to Musim's URA. Why haven't you given finance money to pay? Chirabo hasn't paid his taxes. People have not paid. And you know the culture.
But that one usually meets his target and beyond.
The demands are many. The demands are many.
Most of the times they are giving their quarterly, they will show you we've surpassed our target.
I don't know, I'm not sure whether the targets are synchronized with the demands of government, but essentially you find that the taxpayers, who is again the beneficiary of this contract that is under implementation, are reluctant to pay, to comply with their tax obligations. Then it becomes, you are not going to demand service from government when you don't want also to feed, to meet your obligations. And that is the problem. But we raise those. We have, you referred to Auditor General's report. Actually, Auditor General's report picks these procurement-related findings from our audit reports. Because for us, we don't report Parliament directly. But we have an arrangement, some collaboration with the Auditor General, Honorable Edward Dakol, to incorporate our procurement audit findings, because we have also a function under our legal instrument that we can do procurement audits. So he incorporates for purposes of escalating them to Parliament and then implement those recommendations. But I agree with you, there are some challenges, but we are aware and we are working on them.
The fact that these are noted and you're working on them, Ugandans are waiting to see when will some of these minor challenges, because I want to call them minor. For example, the bureaucracy you talked about, there's so many players. Can't we have reforms here and there so that the digitalization, we've seen government institutions that have gone digital where they have saved a lot in terms of delays, but also corruption tendencies and shoddy work, because there is no interperson contact. Things are done, you send, and it is something to go. Now, I'll go for a break. When we return, I want to focus more on service delivery. How has PPDA fostered service delivery, and above all, also local content? I know many people out there, but don't buy through, you see, investors come in here, us, we have also our companies that do this. So that is after this short break. Keep it with us.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
My question is, what is the difference between rental tax and income tax? How comes I'm paying both taxes on my own premises? If you want to have a tin, but you are not making any income from your business, you should take on the obligation to continue filing your nil return.
Commissioner General, to invest in taxation, when people understand taxes and they know the importance of taxes and they know the fair assessment of these taxes they're supposed to pay, I think everybody will embrace taxation.
As banning groupage cargo, clearance protects small traders who cannot afford to import full container loads individually and rely on consolidation to remain competitive. Cargo to come in groupage is consolidation, it's legitimate, and we can't ban it. What we have banned, or what we have stopped, is the use of container leaders. Now, Fiona, the good news I have for you is that among the new tax proposals,
Now, you can get direct answers. Send your tax-related questions via WhatsApp or SMS to 0790-141-887, and the Commissioner General of URA, John Musinguzi, will personally address them. Tune in to UBC News Tonight every Monday and Wednesday for expert insights and clear explanations. Booza Commissioner.
When you want to relax your body and refresh your mind, welcome to Hotel La Confidential, Aroa's premier destination for luxury and comfort. The only hotel in Aroa City offering a serene atmosphere, breathtaking scenery. Come and discover our exclusive wellness club with packages that include a fully equipped gym, a rejuvenating sauna, steam bath, and a great sky blue swimming pool. For events, our state-of-art conference halls and versatile event spaces are perfect for hosting shows, wedding receptions, birthdays, and more. Come and enjoy our cinema hall and unisex saloon, all designed to meet your entertainment and grooming needs. Bring your family and let your kids splash around in our beautiful kids water park. We are located on Aroa Pakwachi Highway in the heart of Aroa City. Don't wait. Visit us on www.hotelconfidential.com or call us on 0761 688 181.
Exercise can't be sustained. Eating can't be stopped. It's even harder to lose weight. Come and give it a try. Genshikang L-carnitine chromium capsules, plant extract, scientific ratio, take 3 capsules each time. The active ingredient accelerates fat burning, eat twice a day. Don't take a detour. Weight loss starts now. Genshikang L-carnitine with chromium capsules helps you stay in shape. Please follow medical advice when taking this product. For more information, visit our website www.hgo.com or call 0800 335555.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Welcome back from that break. It is Good Morning Uganda Extra on UBC TV. Robert Chirabo Nyonyitono, and with me this morning, I have the Executive Director of the Public Procurement and Disposal of Public Assets Authority, that is Benson Turamye, with me. And we are looking at public procurement, driving government service delivery, and local content growth. Now, before we went for a break, we were looking at some of the challenges and how they are to be handled. But now we want to look at how has public procurement been a driver to government service delivery?
Thank you, Robert, once again. And that is an interesting area that our citizens, the public, and the beneficiaries of public procurement should interest themselves. Because the other 3 components I talked about, works, goods, and services that are consumed by citizens through through government spending, contribute between 16 and 20% of GDP, gross domestic product. And globally, this is not only Uganda. Globally, you'll find that public procurement is contributing between 16 and 20% of GDP, and that is a study that was done by Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD. Again, when Honorable Kasaija Matia reads the budget, have in your mind that 65% of the budget that has been read is going to be spent through public procurement.
65%
65%
of the entire budget.
of the entire budget.
So well,
that-
should be
that's-
concerned.
That's a concern. Should be a concern. Your concern should be a concern of my relative down there in the village, because eventually it should be delivering a health center, should be delivering medicine in those health centers, should be paying salaries. But when you look at public procurement itself, those medicines, the gloves, the things they are going to use in these health centers, all those are publicly procured. And using PPD Act for that matter. So the contribution is huge. And every government agency should look at this as a strategic tool to deliver the national development. Because if you look at it as a functional support activity, then you are not going to deliver. Because MAIF, they want to deliver agriculture inputs, coffee fertilizers, coffee seedlings. But if the procurement process is deficient or ineffective, then the citizens won't benefit. You are going to deliver these fertilizers out of season, the seedlings out of season, and then lose the contribution of procurement to the growth of the economy. So it is important that government, as us who are in government, focus that this procurement is one that is also going to contribute to the tenfold growth strategy. Because if we are talking about tenfold growth and procurement is taking 17% of the GDP, then it's an area that the way we focus oil, how much is oil going to contribute? How much does agriculture contribute? And in those sectors that you are talking about, there is procurement embedded.
Yes.
Even in oil, you have procurement.
Yes, so much has been procured.
Yes. So if we don't really focus procurement, even that oil is not going to deliver. Agriculture is not going to deliver. The road sector will not deliver. If we are going to implement this road for 10 years, the tenfold is for 15 years, and you are just on one single road, then if there were multiple roads, then they are contributing.
Mubende Road becomes Mubende.
Yeah. So at times we try to create awareness, but people haven't, some stakeholders may not have seen that procurement is strategic. So procurement must be done efficiently and effectively. Efficiently in a timely manner. And therefore someone must focus on this function and say, me in my ministry of water, these dams that are going to enable the growth of the cultural industry or agriculture sector must be delivered and timely, because they affect, there is a trickle-down effect.
Definitely. Now, a quick one,
Yeah.
before we go to local content in the interest of time. The common man, if I may use that word, where is his role? Because these purchases are done in boardrooms. Tenders are awarded in boardrooms. But they are meant for the local person. If, for example, it is a road, a village chairperson may not even know when the contractor or the bidding. But how can they be of use? Some of them you just see a road being constructed. Some, there's some bit of transparency where if it's a government, so they'll put contractor, this, but on many it is not. You're on Busabara Road, you don't know even who the contractor is, apart from passing and complaining, what it is, this road has taken. There is, how do you bring him the ordinary person? What is his role? Where can he make the noise?
Our message to the citizens, actually we are delivering it through what we call SSOs. SSOs. What is SSOs? Those like NGOs.
Civil society organizations.
Civil society organizations.
Yes.
because they have some structures, and they work with them to monitor government contracts. So that even if you are an accounting officer in Mbundubujo, you know that this CSO, the Ruenzori anti-corruption, or kick corruption out of Kigezi, we have kick corruption out of Kigezi, we have Ruenzori anti-corruption coalition. Those are educating the citizens to demand accountability from office bearers. We are holding these offices on behalf of citizens. And that's why actually, when I was starting, I said, the money that the government is using is your money. You have contributed to this money, either directly or indirectly. So if a health center is being constructed in your area, and you are not bothered, then you are abrogating your right. It's like, Robert, I come to say, let me construct this small house for you at home. You are the one going to use it at your house, but I have offered to construct it. By the way, using even your money. that is the beauty. I'm using your money to construct it, but you are not looking there. Then you are not, either you are not aware that this is your right, and this is what we are doing. We are creating awareness among citizens that every government project is their money, and therefore they should interest themselves. Those are small projects, like recently I was in Changa. Changa is in Ntungam, and they were constructing a seed secondary school. And the citizens were up in arms. Say, we want this school. So we came in and worked with them. The contractor had abandoned the site. We forced the district to bring another contractor, and the school is complete. And the awareness element for the citizens is what I am putting forward now, that demand accountability from office bearers, whether it is a cow, whether it is a town clerk, whether it is a permanent secretary, or any accounting office. And us as a regulator, we are there to protect you. If you demand even a contract, these contracts are public documents. Go to district cow and say, you are constructing a bridge in this area, I need to see the contract. You know, at times we make noise when we don't know what is the provisions of in the contract. You know, they show the work here. The road, why did you use stone pitching when the other road, they have used asphalt? But what was in the contract? So if you know what was in the contract, was to stone pitching, then you can say, why didn't you use asphalt for completing this school? We also audited a road and it was a funny experience in Kabari, in Urichiga. And the contractor just leveled, put malam. After one rain, malam went off. And the citizens were up, actually the RDC there. He raised the alarm, we went there, we looked at the contract. There was no drainage in the contract. So what sort of a contract? So we took on the engineer. He said, first work on the drainage, then work on everything. Otherwise you are wasting government resources. So that is the access. And by the way, Cherabo, I have a government procurement portal, which is housed by PPDA, and all government contracts are posted on that portal.
Okay.
So
that is much easier.
Yeah, if you need information, you access. So disclosure of information is easily there, and that is what the CSOs are using. If there is a matter in Kitogum, they are constructing a seed secondary school, they can get that information, who is the contractor, what is the contract value, what is the contract duration, and if you need more details on the scope, then we can provide the scope. So that information is available because it is posted on our government procurement portal. And now also, by the way, accounting officers are becoming cooperative because of our engagement. If you ask for a contract, don't ask for a contract from a smaller person. When you go to a town council or a city, go to the accounting officer. They will refer you the contract and say you studied, you see what the contract is supposed to achieve. And then if you are interested in monitoring and you find the challenge, like those CSOs actually now, they have resolved the issues at contractor, because the contractor also is seeing people are monitoring. And it is real-time monitoring. They can take even a video and say, you see, the mixture of sand and cement is putting 10 wheelbarrows in one bag of, then you know they show the work immediately.
And so action is taken.
And it is taken there. If the contractor doesn't, that matter is escalated to the accounting officer at the district or the ministry. If it is not handled, then it is escalated to PPD.
So Ugandans, we should know this is our money and interest ourselves in ensuring that there is value for money when procurement is done. Now, I'm going to the part that I'm most interested in. Not to say that the previous discussions I wasn't, but that is local content. Now, to begin with ED, when we refer to local content, under procurement, what are we talking about?
Now, government actually, I can't say now PPD, under the Bubu policy of 2015, there are many interventions that the government has looked at, and procurement is one of them. That you can use procurement policies and interventions to drive the national growth. And we can't grow this economy without involving the owners of the economy. And the owners of the economy are the local community, the Ugandans. The Ugandans. I'm not very sure, as much as an economist, how much foreign exchange repatriation is done through government contracts. Because some of those government contracts that are awarded to foreigners, the controls of repatriating the foreign currency, I don't have the figures. But government policy or through public procurement was that why don't we reserve specific procurements by threshold to the competition to be amongst local providers. And that is a very, very important intervention, that you reserve some works procurements. For example, roads, 45 billion.
45 billion.
Uganda shillings. No competition by a foreigner.
Good.
But again, the beauty is that above 45 billion, everybody can compete. Ugandans and foreigners. But if that contract above 45 billion is awarded to a foreign company, then this foreign company mandatorily is required to subcontract a minimum of 30% to local companies. 30%, you can see these roads are usually above 100 billion. Some roads are 400 billion. 30% of 100 billion is 120 billion. So a local company will benefit from that. The purpose is not only to get this money, but the purpose is also skills and knowledge transfer. Because if you are a local company and you have worked with this Chinese company for the period of the contract and you have earned 120 billion, you also get knowledge and the skill. And therefore, tomorrow you can even compete for this contract above 45 billion.
Because you have gotten some money.
Yeah.
If it is machinery, you've been able to buy the machinery. If the skills you've copped or you've attained, if you have been trained, so you can elevate now to something
and you have You have built also confidence that you can actually do it. But so there are different thresholds under works, roads, works, goods, and but again we are saying if you are a government contract, works contract, you must buy all inputs that are used in this contract locally. Yeah, I want you to visit things one of these days. They will give you testimony.
When it's growing at a terrific speed, expanding,
yes. And it's because government contracts are buying those local inputs there. The meteimbwa, the iron bars, the iron sheets, the nails, the cement, even cement, those companies which are making cement, all the inputs. And I'm talking about the manufactured inputs. But of course, adding also the local inputs like sand, bricks, stones, aggregates. Yes. So the procurement is actually growing this economy away because of the government policies saying you must buy this here. You must buy tiles here, you must buy toilets here, you must buy all the inputs. And if you go to roads, you'll see even bridges, these big, the dams, the power dams, they are both input, the bars and here in Uganda. So that is our intervention, and we issued a reservation guideline in 2023, and we are seeing the
So we ring fence to protect our very own.
Yeah, but also if you are a works contract, you must employ a local consultant. These wazungu who come here masquerade.
Expatriates, this, that.
Yeah. The only hindrance that I want to emphasize is that we have a lot of money from development partners, and our negotiation, our financing agreements, we are still in discussion with, again, our seniors in finance, that when we are negotiating these agreements, they should insist on using government, country procurement systems. When they say country procurement system, it is PPP.
Not so to have Chinese drive trucks.
Yeah.
Rwanda, we have boys here that would be part of local content.
You know when they say
them do this,
they are going to use their rules, then what I'm talking about of subcontracting, for example, is undermined. When you say you must buy here, you must have our local consultants employed in these projects, you say, but we can't discriminate against our the other partners. But when you say government rules, then what I'm talking about is applicable. But also, we are saying government, why can't we grow our manufacturing sectors? There are 8 items that are bought, or 8 products that are bought by government, and they must be bought from this country. Case in point, uniforms and clothings. The army, they were the first ones actually to, the security forces, army, prisons, police, were the first one to comply. They are buying all the uniforms from Nitel or spinners. Medicines, NMS, all those medicines that are manufactured in Uganda are bought here. They can only go out to get those as specialized medicines. Cables and electricals, transformers. You get testimonies from UDCL. We are growing this economy through government policies that is supporting the manufacturing industry, and that is why you see it growing. Of course, the benefits is that the manufacturers are getting market, but also benefits are that these manufacturers are expanding, their capacity utilization is increasing, but also they are employing Ugandans, more Ugandans. They are also paying for your power, utilities. So it is all round and supporting an integrated growth approach.
Well, time is not on our side. We've used our time meaningfully, and we must leave room for more programming. But if I let the ED out of here, let me just give him a minute or two for his parting shot.
Oh, time has gone. I want to emphasize that, especially to my colleagues in government, that let's support local content. Under local content, what I didn't talk about, there is also support to the special interest groups, and especially the youth. And the youth have been given a share under reservation guidelines I talked about on what they should get. And 15% of the procurement budget of all government agencies must benefit the special interest group, women, youth, and persons with disability. But my focus has been really, as much as it is that youth are unemployed, they don't have income, we must create some wealth and opportunities for them through public procurement. And the policy has been put. Actually, it is not only a policy, it is a law is in place. So my government colleagues, please let's support that local content initiatives. I thank you very much.
Well, thank you so much. The Executive Director of the Public Procurement and Disposal of Public Assets Authority, Benson Turiamye, for your time. And of course, we've been looking at public procurement, driving government service delivery, and local content. Now, it is important that you interest yourself, because these monies are yours as a Ugandan, but also for these specific areas that are ring-fenced in terms of local content, that you be aggressive. You know, contracts of 45 billion and below going to you, but there's also subcontracting. So you're there, don't complain, have your books properly so that you qualify to take on this. Have the best of your day. God bless you.
Live from UBC Studios in Kampala, this is Good Morning Uganda Extra.
Pick of the day on UBC. Was brought to you by
I'll call you every day, yeah, yo, baby, don't go low.
You can now get all the Chibuzi out with MTN voice bundles. Call all networks. Kubei Dondoro. Buy a 25-minute voice bundle for only 1,000. Or buy any daily voice bundle of your choice. Dial *100 *21# and select daily, or use the My MTN app. When we talk together, we are unstoppable.
My question is, what is the difference between rental tax and income tax? How comes I'm paying both taxes on my own premises? If you want to have a tin, but you are not making any income from your business, you should take on the obligation to continue filing your nil return.
Commissioner General, to invest in taxation. When people understand taxes and they know the importance of taxes and they know the fair assessment of these taxes they're supposed to pay, I think everybody will embrace taxation.
As banning groupage cargo, clearance protects small traders who cannot afford to import full container loads individually and rely on consolidation to remain competitive. Cargo to come in groupage is consolidation, it's legitimate, and we can't ban it. What we have banned, or what we have stopped, is the use of container leaders. Now, Fiona, the good news I have for you is that among the new tax proposals,
Now you can get direct answers. Send your tax-related questions via WhatsApp or SMS to 0790 14